and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth, and who I am, and all I do is a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. I'm a blessing to the world. God is life and I am life. God is life and I am life. God is light and I am light. God is light and I am light. God is joy and I am joy. God is joy and I am joy. God is love and I am love. God is love and I am love. God is peace and I am peace. God is peace and I am peace. God is beauty and I am beauty. God is beauty and I am beauty. God is power and I am power. God is power and I am power. God is good, yes, God is good. God is good, yes, God is all these things. God is all these things I am. All these things God is. All these things I am. All these things God is. All these things I am. All these things God is. All these things I am. God is good.
Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore. Loving Spirit dwells in me. This is my divinity. As within, so without. All I need is here and now. Where there's air, let me love. May I have no fear. All the power, all the glory, I surrender, let it be. Loving Spirit dwells in me, now and evermore.
My good is my God, my God is my good. All the good there is belongs to me. My good is my God, my God is my good. All the good I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy there is belongs to me. My good is my joy. My joy is my good. All the joy I seek belongs to me. That's my truth with a capital T. It's all about living free. My good is my God. My good is my God. I have all I ever need. My good is my God. La, 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 la. My good is my God. 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 My good is my God.
I was just a child when Spirit came to me. Said, girl, you have things you are meant to do, so lean on me. There have been times when I thought I wouldn't make it through, but that's when Spirit would turn my head the other way and have me sing to you that if I believe, I can. I know that if I can see it, God has a plan, and I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can. Following my dreams, I've often felt alone, wandering, thinking I was lost, I would be shown. And now I stand here, I know I am right where I'm supposed to be, and I will hold to the truth God has given me. Now that I see that if I believe, I can. Oh, I know that if I can see it, God has a plan. And I will get to the end of my life and be proud of the race I ran. 'Cause if I believe, I can.
There was a time when I couldn't go on and I tripped and fell. Oh, I was down, full of pain, misunderstanding, closing in, nowhere to go. But where I landed, wait, that's when I heard a voice in me. It filled me up. It said, believe in yourself, what you're here to do. You got no more excuses. When you follow what's true for you, I was raised up, I was made new. Now I'm standing here right in front of you to speak, to give you the words that were given to me. 'Cause nothing can stop you if you believe.
Others may say that I am wrong. Ha! What can
When I couldn't go on and I tripped and fell. Oh, I was down, full of pain, misunderstanding, closing in, nowhere to go. But when I landed, wait, that's when I heard a voice in me fill me up. It said, believe in yourself. What you're here to do, you got no more excuses. When you follow what's true for you, I was raised up. I was made new. Now I'm standing here right in front to speak to you the word that was given to me. Cause no one can stop me. If you believe, yeah, I was raised up. I was made new. Now I'm standing here right in front of you to speak to you the word that was given to me. Cause nothing can stop you. If you believe, yeah, to give you the word that was given to me. Cause nothing can stop you.
There was a time in my life, thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient, and I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day. You've got to let it go. Let it all go. And this is what you have to say. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I really and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Say I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I let the Spirit run my life, and my heart's open wide. 'Cause I'm only here for God. Oh, no more struggle, no. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome back to the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living. What a special morning. Started off with Reverend Karen Mitchell's My Good, which she wrote directly from Emma Curtis Hopkins, My Good is My God. There is a good in the universe, and I ought to have it. And we're so lucky to have Reverend Karen as our new assistant minister. I love you, Karen. And then we went right to Melissa and Z. And I was going to say this later, but I can show you this now. Next week, Melissa and Z will be here to speak and to do music. I'm not yet sure, actually, whether they'll do the whole service the way I do it and the way that Reverend Karen does it, and I'll just take the whole Sunday off and sit at the kitchen table, or whether I'll be here kind of DJing the service and they'll just do the music and the talk. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll find out. I'll let you know. But right now, let's start with an opening treatment. I'll put on some Reverend Donna Michael piano music here. There it is. Just the first few notes of that always puts me into a great meditative place. So let's go ahead and just, I invite us all to take a breath. And as we take that breath, and as we breathe in, let us remind ourselves that God is. And as we exhale, let us remind ourselves that I am. Good morning, Elizabeth Partaker. And again, our entire community sends our condolences on the passing of your mother this past week. We love you and we honor you. So let's all just take this breath. And as we breathe in this day, this beautiful day, recognizing, knowing, and declaring that there is only God. There is only one life. That life is divine. That life is perfect and unfolding perfectly. And that life is my life now and the life of each of us here at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, our spiritual family, our family of origin, our community, wherever we may be, whether as it is today with Leah Morris joining us, we're in Washington, D.C., the Maryland, Washington area, or whether we're here in Southern California, whether we are in Palmdale or Little Rock where fires are burning, or whether we are at the coast where the air is cleaner. Each of us expressing ourselves and expressing the divine, and as Emerson said, love is our highest word, the synonym for God. Expressing our love, living our love. I bless our day and I bless our service. I bless everyone who participates in our service. I bless our board meeting coming up after service, knowing that the Board of Trustees is doing the business of the financial health of our center. I bless our practitioner Clay this morning, knowing that his words for us are truthful and authentic, kind and soothing. Knowing that all is well, and in great gratitude, I bless all of what happens today with love and kindness. And I let my word resonate within the mind and ears of the divine. And as I release it into the action of that lovingly, perfect, and mechanically accurate law, I allow it to be so, as together we say, and so it is. And so it is. This week, unfortunately, saw Friday the passing of our beloved Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the notorious RBG. If you don't really know an awful lot about Ruth Bader Ginsburg, the Hollywood movie made about her life, A Matter of Sex, is really good. It's you get a picture of who she was as a young woman, a young mother, a young lawyer, and how she became this icon. I heard on the radio this morning an interview with one of her past clerks, who is now the chancellor of, I think, the University of Virginia, obviously a lawyer. She's the vice president and chancellor of the University of Virginia. And she said that Ruth Bader Ginsburg, there was only one of her. And what that meant was that she lived her entire life, personally, professionally, the same way, from her authenticity. She was definitely, obviously, a New Thought thinker, New Thought Jew. She obviously understood at a deep, granular level equality and radical acceptance. So we bless Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her legacy today. Let's go to our ho'oponopono. And as I say every week, you don't have to feel like you are part of the problem to be part of the solution. I think it behooves all of us to consciously be part of the solution to any conflict or strife that we feel exists in our country right now. Let's go ahead and have the 2-minute ho'oponopono meditation. But before we do that, let's say together, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you.
I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, mahalo, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I'm sorry, so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. I love you. I'm sorry.
I've been using that prayer consciously for the last 6 months anyway in my centering process, and boy, it really has made a difference in my life, I gotta say. I'm gonna move on to our promises, Dr. Holmes's promises. Let's say these together. I keep the promise that I have made myself to affirm in this moment that I am abundant, healthy, strong, and happy. I keep the intention to daily speak this truth to my inner soul, telling it that it is wonderful and marvelous, that it is one with the great cause of life, truth, power, and action. I whisper these things into my soul until it breaks forth into songs of joy with the realization of its limitless possibilities. I assure my soul. Well, Susie said, this song touches me differently each time I hear it. I know. And Tina was commenting on Ruth Bader Ginsburg, a great lady and such a huge loss. I know. Eleanor had said she hoped she heard the virtual choir more, so listen to this one.
One, two, three.
I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. I remember who I am.
I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit. We are life, we are light, we are love. We are joy, we are peace, we are wisdom. And beautiful harmony. We are pure spirit. I remember who I am. I remember who you are and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit and who we are. His pure spirit.
My colleagues from the Karens and my colleagues from the ministers' conference we were just at, Reverend Donna Michael is in there. I have a video by Reverend Donna Michael for us for next week of a song that she did called We Know Join Together. And then Melissa and Z, of course, were in one corner. Reverend Andy Anderson was in another corner. And Reverend Marquita Pierre was in another corner. And, of course, Reverend Karen and I. So let's go on to our community affirmation. And after that, we'll have our first song by Leah Morris, who's coming up in a minute. But let's do our community affirmation first, taken from Dr. Holmes's What We Believe. Oh, Clay says, I love this song so much. Thank you, Clay. I'm so glad. Let's do our, that was Clay Baylor, by the way. Let's do our community affirmation. Here it comes. I believe in one power, one living spirit, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. I believe that spirit expresses through me and is the unity of all life. I believe that the kingdom of heaven is within and that we experience this kingdom to the degree that we become conscious of it. I believe that all thought is creative and that how I choose to think creates my personal experience. I believe the ultimate goal of life to be a complete emancipation from all discord of every nature and that this goal is sure to be attained by all. And I believe in the eternal goodness, the eternal loving kindness, and the eternal givingness of life to all. I'm going to welcome in Leah Morris now. As soon as she is able, there she unmuted herself. Good morning, Leah. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm well. I'm glad to see you and glad to hear from you. And my community has seen you in some of your videos over the last month or two, and it's so great to have you finally with us. And I'm just so excited to hear your first song. So. Where are you? Are you in Washington, D.C. or are you in Maryland?
I'm so close. 20 minutes south in Alexandria, Virginia.
Oh, Alexandria, Virginia. That's where my brother and sister-in-law got married at a restaurant that her brother is the chef of. And I can't remember the name of it, but I'll find it for you.
Send me the link and I'll go.
I will. All right, so excited to have your first song. Leah Morris, take it away.
When this becomes familiar, please feel free to sing along. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. My hands are wide open. Heart is wide open to see what I may be. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. My hands are wide open, heart is wide open to see what I may be. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. My hands are wide open, heart is wide open to see what I may be. I'm listening. I am listening. Spirit, speak to me. I'm listening in this moment of silence. I am listening in this moment of silence. Speak to me. I can hear the voices of all my listening, singing. I am listening, howling. Spirit, we're all calling into the wind. My hands are wide open, and open, your heart is wide open to see, to hear for you and me. I'm listening in this moment of silence. I am listening. I see Spirit speaks to me.
Wow. Wow. I know that when the harmony started, that all the musicians who are watching, their minds went boom. That was magnificent. Wow. Just so I know, did you pedal that, or was it pre-recorded tracks, or?
Yeah, I have a
Pedal.
looper that's a little line of sight.
Wow. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Amazing. Your voice is like, you're one of those people that when you open up your mouth, God pours out.
I appreciate that.
No, I do too. Karen Mitchell said, Spirit is speaking through you as you. I got to get you two together. You and Karen
Yes.
Mitchell do some
I love
creativity. She's an amazing writer and musician as well. Hang out for a little bit. Let's do the whole, practitioner flames of faith and everything, and then we'll bring you back for another song. Thank you so much. Hang out. Wow, that was pretty amazing. Just want to remind you guys that the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living is part of Centers for Spiritual Living, and Centers for Spiritual Living is an open and affirming community for almost 100 years now, since 1927. Centers for Spiritual Living. You are part of a spiritual family that has been open and affirming for longer than any of us have been alive, which is awesome. And at the High Desert Center for Spiritual Living, we are a radically inclusive and mindfully non-racist spiritual community. All are lovingly welcome here. I want to let you guys know that starting next week on the 30th, I'm going to be teaching the 4 agreements for 5 Wednesday nights at 6 p.m. California time, 9 p.m. Eastern time. It's a love offering, and I think I taught it 4 years ago to a very full room, probably 50 people. I think the 4 agreements is the perfect 5-week class for us to take right up until the election. Because the first agreement, of course, is take nothing personally. And I know that it's not easy to take nothing personally as we move into the election season with so much emotion. Doesn't matter what side of the aisle or in the middle of the aisle or where you are, there's still so much emotion about what's going to happen in our nation. So I think the 4 agreements is a fantastic way for us to prepare ourselves spiritually for what's coming up over the next couple of months. So starting on September 30th, 6 p.m., it's a Zoom class. All the info will go out in our Zoom links, and I'll also have those Zoom links for us next week. So let's go. I also wanted to let you know, Joanne sent me this information. Our HDCSL office hours now are Mondays 9 to 1, Tuesdays 9 to 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, and Thursdays 10 to 3. And if you do want to come by, please bring a mask. It's your responsibility to mask up. And also, Judy is ordering some extra copies of the 4 agreements, and they will be available. I know we have some now, but those copies will be available in the bookstore during those hours as well. Mondays 9 to 1, Tuesdays 9 to 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, and Thursdays 10 to 3. You can also, of course, get the 4 agreements on Amazon and Kindle. So, and I want to remind you that next week, Melissa and Z will be here for Music and Message. And I don't know yet whether they'll do the whole service the way that Reverend Karen was able to do it from her house, or whether I will still be MJing it, be the minister jockey. So Clay is in the house. Clay, you can unmute yourself. Or go ahead and unmute yourself. There's
Good
Clay.
morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Don't you look beautiful? And I love that tie and shirt combination. Oh, it's actually, before I thought it was pumpkins. Now I see it's basketballs.
'Tis the season.
And congratulations, Clay, because I found out yesterday that you just retired.
Oh, thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Now I can get more mischief, right?
You can get into more mischief, but you've been doing a lot of going back and forth to Vegas to help your mom with stuff.
Yes.
And your
that's
mom's
correct.
great, right?
Yes, she sure is. Thank you for
good.
asking.
All right. Well, Clay, take us away with the affirmation, Flames of Faith, and the opening treatment. Here we go.
Good morning, spiritual family. To share the affirmation for you, I'll state it first, and then we'll do it together. I am divinely guided in all I do. Let's say that together. I am divinely guided in all I do. Once more. I am divinely guided in all that I do. And now I present the flames of faith. We perform this ceremony on Sundays to promote the universal consciousness of life, which acknowledges that all peoples and all faiths, all beings come from the one great universal presence, which we call spirit. The unity candle represents the unifying nature of all religious thought and experience, which we honor here today. We light the first candle for the shamanic traditions, honoring the beliefs and practices of all indigenous peoples, the way of primal spirituality. We light the second candle for Hinduism, honoring the path of knowledge, action, and devotion. We light the third candle for the Tao, honoring the universal path of harmony and equilibrium, the natural way. We light the fourth candle for Judaism, honoring the ethical path of living by sacred law. We light the fifth candle for all forms of Buddhism, honoring the Four Noble Truths and the path of compassion. We light the sixth candle for all forms of Christianity, honoring the Christ consciousness as the path of love. We light the seventh candle for all forms of Islam, honoring the path of compliance with the will of God as the highest calling. We light the eighth candle for the universal religion of Baha'i, honoring the path of unity and peace. We light the ninth candle, honoring all forms of new thought, honoring the metaphysical path of mental healing through the practice of universal spiritual principle. We light the 10th candle for inclusivity, affirming that all are welcome here. And as we light the healing candle, please put silently into the light names of loved ones, knowing that they have the experience of Spirit's eternal love. So I invite you at this moment to simply close your eyes as we move within. I recognize that there is only one life, one power, one infinite intelligence that moves in and through everything. It is God. There is no place where God is not. I know that I am one with all that there is. I know I allow myself to connect with all that there is. And I know in that moment of pure connection that the divine and I are one. In the center place of that one life, I speak these words for each of us. I rest in knowing this for myself and absolutely affirm this for every human being on earth. We are all one. All of my life experiences are a reflection of the constant flowing nature of spirit. I feel intimately and strongly connected to all. I experience a confidence and a strength in this knowing. As I recognize and feel what it means to know the qualities of being grounded in spirit, I experience power, love, freedom, joy, and wisdom. I know that I am safe and I know that I am well. I give thanks for knowing the truth. I give thanks for the peace and confidence in my step, in my voice, in my thoughts, and in my daily interactions. I am grateful for both the awareness of our oneness and the gifts of our differences. I am so thankful for Reverend Doug and his tireless efforts to teach, to inform, to remind, and to encourage. And I feel blessed to be part of such a wonderful spiritual family. With great gratitude, I release these words into the action of the law of mind, knowing that my spoken truth is already in effect. I let go and I let God. And together we affirm this by saying, and so it is.
Thank you, Clay. That was beautiful. Hang on. I accidentally muted you, but thank you. That was beautiful. I really appreciated that. And I do love your shirt and your tie combination. I could never get away with wearing those colors with my skin color, but on you they look beautiful. Thank you so much. I will talk to you afterwards. And we'll go back now. We'll go on back to Leah. So you can unmute yourself, dear Leah. And so I know this song you're going to play the guitar and sing. And take it away, Leah Morris.
Thank you. And this is, once again, a song that hopefully will become familiar by the time the first chorus is done. So if you feel like responding, it's designed as a call and response. As soon as it becomes familiar, dive in. Love, would you guide my feet? Love, would you light my path? Love, lead the way. Love, will you fill my needs? Love, will you do the math? love, lead the way. I don't know what I'm doing when nothing feels okay. Love, lead the way. When everything seems broken and I'm holding fear at bay. Love, lead the way. Lead the way. Lead the way. Lead the way, lead the way, and I will walk, and I will walk with trust today, with trust today, in all I do, in all I do, in all I say, in all I say, I will follow. I will follow, love, lead the way. Let's do that chorus one more time together. Lead the way, lead the way, lead the way, lead the way, and I will walk, and I will walk. With trust today, with trust today, in all I do, in all I do, in all I say, in all I say, I will follow, love, lead the way, love, lead the way. Love, lead the way.
Wow. Thank you so much, Leah. That was beautiful and so perfect for my message today. I'm really happy that we've become new friends, and thank you so much for today.
I look forward to what you share.
Okay, well, there's more coming. And you know what? You can actually, if you're comfortable, and you, Clay, too, you can hang up on the Skype call and just watch online and comment, or you can stay on the Skype call. And but I am going to mute you guys right now just so I can move forward. So thank you, Leah. Really appreciate you. Really appreciate your message and your music. Beautifully done. Okay. All right. So, okay, everybody. Well, yep, everybody's saying love it. Karen said fabulous. Tiffany said amazing. David and Sia are here as well, and miss us all. Susie Clark loved it. You know, Tiffany said she was going to say something about your tie too, Clay. She liked your tie. Clay Baylor said, thank you so much, my brother Clay. That was so powerful. And it was. How can we hear more Leah Morris? Okay, that's good. That's a good question because Leah has a website, and I will grab it before the end of this. Well, Leah has a website, and I will send out all of her link information as a text. I didn't think to do that today, but I will do it. Make sure that she's got a great website, and you can also find her, Leah Morris, right on YouTube. Listen to Leah, I think it is. So, Leah, go ahead and post your website and your YouTube channel right here in the chat, please. And then I will speak it out again as I see it, because I don't have that email right in front of me. All right, so I want to go directly to This Is Leah on YouTube. This is Leah on YouTube. I want to go directly to Leah's lyrics from that song because they're so perfect for what I want to talk about today. You know, love, would you guide my feet? Love, would you guide my path? Love, lead the way. Love, would you fill my needs? Love, would you do the math? Great line. Love, lead the way. Lead the way, and I will walk with trust today. Now, she sings love, but she could just as easily say God or spirit or intelligence or wisdom because, of course, Emerson said that love is a synonym for God. And this goes so perfectly with our September theme, Facing the Fear and Living in Faith. And our theme this week is, do you have the faith? And I put ... after that because it could be, do you have the faith to whatever? Do you have the faith? Right? So, I got so much gain here. Do you have the faith? And our work this week is, God doesn't have faith or need faith because God is the infinite knowingness, right? God has there is no God and anything else. There's only God as, and God does not need faith. God doesn't even need to know about faith, the concept of faith, because God is infinite knowingness. God is infinite expectancy. Faith is the tool that we use to turn on God's power to manifest through us. So faith is our tool. When we have faith, and 100% faith equals 100% manifestation of our prayers. And as I said in my mindful message this morning, faith is the skill that we can all learn and practice. It's like anything else you want to take. You want to take up Italian? You can learn Italian. You want to take up guitar? You can learn guitar. You want to take up cooking? You can learn cooking. You want to take up faith? Well, you can learn how to use faith. Faith is the on switch that we use to activate the universe's creative power to change our experiences and change our life. And as Clay said, was doing when she said, lead the way, and I will walk with trust today. The invitation, lead the way, and I will walk with trust today. Tiffany says she can't hear me. Yeah, you lost my voice when I was in that affirmation. I'm so sorry. I was muted when I had that affirmation scene up. Dang. Well, I'm not silent now. So Tiffany, that's what Tiffany was saying. Lead the way, and I will walk with trust today. She's activating. Yeah, I know. I see it. Everybody's saying, yeah. Each scene has its own volume control or mute control. And I accidentally muted myself when I went back to... So I'll go back to the affirmation scene. Here we go. I'll go back to the affirmation scene. And it's not muted. So our affirmation was, I'm divinely guided in all I do. Spirit guides us when we give it our faith. And our prayers are instantly answered when we use our faith to turn on God's power to manifest through us. And what Leah is doing with this song is... Charles said, I'm sure your comments that we didn't hear were very profound. Well, I just said them again. So basically, because I do have an outline here for each of the sections. And what Leah's doing with this song is acknowledging the truth that when you consciously align yourself with your faith, ask to be guided, lead the way, and I will walk with trust today, that you manifest what you want to manifest when you have the faith in God's power to do that. And what I did last week was, you're welcome, Eleanor. What I said last week was, what if faith really is a matter of practice, of spiritual practice, right? What if it's something that we can learn how to do? And I'm asking that as a rhetorical question because obviously it is something that we can learn how to do. It's like any other skill. We can learn to stretch the boundaries of what we think is possible. And the way that we do that is by paying attention to the times when things actually did work out for us after we had already been in fear that they would not work out. And I've told you many stories about myself. I'm sure you all have your own examples in mind of when you were in fear that something would not work out and it did work out. But the question is, if you write those things down, the next time you're in fear that something wasn't going to work out, and you can go back and look and go, well, I was in fear at this time that it wasn't going to work out, and it did work out. This is how we start to build our faith. You know, Thich Nhat Hanh famously said, it's not a matter of faith. It's a matter of practice. It's not a matter of faith. It's a matter of practice. And last week I reminded you what John Lennon said that my mom loved. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And I appended that by saying everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay yet, it's not the end yet. Because life is in motion. Just because it doesn't look like everything's okay in this moment does not mean that you're not on the way to it being okay. You are. You are on the way to it. You know, it's like, I think our work with faith is all about getting clear with ourselves about what faith means and what it doesn't mean. Faith is a calm assurance that all is well, even when we're experiencing distressing events, because life is in motion. Stuff happens, right? But what faith is not, it's not superstitions. It doesn't require ceremonies or rituals or charms or magic or any of that stuff. Our faith gets stronger when we consciously choose to put our confidence in the nature of the divine and trust what is. In the nature of the divine. And I've said this enough times for you to have it memorized, but what is the nature of the divine? God is the evolutionary impulse of the universe. God is infinite creativity, infinite love, infinite compassion, and infinite caring. Having faith in that is not a static experience. It's not like treading water. If you're not actively working it, the current of life will be pulling you backwards, moving you in the direction of the collective consciousness. You know, the collective consciousness is very powerful if you allow yourself to go unconscious. Because when you allow yourself to go unconscious, all of the stuff that you can hear on the news and all of the stuff that's in the newspapers and all of the stuff that your neighbors are saying on the street and all of the stuff that you hear at Stater Brothers creeps in. We have to consciously align ourselves with our good. We have to consciously remember that God is the evolutionary impulse of the universe, infinite creativity, infinite love, infinite compassion, infinite caring. We have to consciously be reminding ourselves of that and practicing our faith, because nothing in life is static. And in fact, in her great song, Willing to Change, our own Karen, Reverend Karen, said the only thing that never changes is that everything changes. Right? The only thing that never changes is that everything changes. And knowing that this is true, it absolutely takes practice having that calm assurance, especially when things are already going well. Oh, you'll say, why do we practice when things are going well? Well, because the only thing that never changes in life is that everything changes. The only thing that is constant is that everything changes. So why do we have to practice when things are going well? We practice when things are going well so that when things inevitably change, I'm not saying that they get bad, but they change, and change can make us feel unsure. So we have to keep practicing our faith when things are going well so that when things inevitably change and may seem like they're not going so well, we've already exercised our faith. We've already exercised those muscles. We've already built up our spiritual coin account at the Bank of Spirit. One of my musical heroes was the famed violinist Vladimir Horowitz, and he famously said, the difference between ordinary and extraordinary is practice. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is practice. And our faith is something we can learn and something that we practice. Remember, it's much more difficult for us to find our faith when we're already in a crisis. We have to already have that well-oiled faith muscle when stuff happens. We have to have faith fitness. so that, do you like that one? I do. We have to have faith fitness so that we can respond to the world with love and compassion in good times and in stressful times. You know, we have to be able to ask ourselves, are we going with the flow? Are we able to go with the flow trustingly when things are good and when things may not be so good? Christian D. Larson was an early New Thought leader, and he actually was a huge influence on Ernest Holmes, and you'll recognize this in a minute. When Leah said faith fitness, don't you like that, Leah? Christian D. Larson was a big influence on Ernest Holmes because when Ernest Holmes read the writings of Christian D. Larson, Ernest Holmes moved away from the teaching of Emma Curtis Hopkins, which was still very much like Christian Science, and moved into what I would consider now to be more modern New Thought. And in 1912, Christian D. Larson wrote this, the Optimist Creed, called Promise Yourself. And it goes like this. Promise yourself to be so strong that nothing can disturb your peace of mind. To talk health, happiness, and prosperity to every person you meet. To make all your friends feel that there's something in them. To look at the sunny side of everything and make your optimism come true. To think only of the best, to work only for the best, and expect only the best. To be just as enthusiastic about the success of others as you are about your own. To forget about the mistakes of the past and press on to the greater achievements of the future. To wear a cheerful countenance at all times and give every living creature you meet a smile. To give so much time to the improvement of yourself that you have no time left over for criticism. And to be too large for worry, too noble for anger, too strong for fear, and too happy to permit the presence of trouble. Yeah, Leah says, come on, Optimist Creed. And that's right. And this is the creed of Optimists International, which I actually am a member of and have been a member of since the 1980s. I was in an Optimist men's organization with my friend Donald Rosencure, Reverend Donald Rosencure. We both worked at the Greater Los Angeles Council on Deafness at the time before either of us were in ministry, but he went on to be a Lutheran minister. This creed of Optimists International is about thinking the highest thoughts of ourselves and others and proclaiming what we know to be true into the world, and not just with our words, but also with our deeds, with our actions. Optimists International does great works out in the world of education with young people. And OI members also live in faith that the whole universe is on our side. And that in every moment, we're conscious of our oneness with everyone else and with everything else. Tiffany says, where can I find that creed? Literally, all you got to do is go to Google or any search engine, Tiffany, and type in Optimist Creed. And you'll find the text of it. You'll find lots of pictures of it. You'll find lots of memes of it. It's very easy to find. It's Optimists International. I invite everybody to find a local chapter of Optimists International and join it. Wonderful organization. I have been a member of it for going on 40 years, right? Albert Einstein, who you may have heard of, he said that the most important decision we make is whether we believe we live in a friendly universe or a hostile universe. You're welcome, Tiffany. Do we live in a friendly universe or do we live in a hostile universe? And the reason that this is an important question for us is if we decide that the universe that we live in is a hostile place, then we consciously or unconsciously start to build walls around ourselves to protect ourselves from the hostility of the universe. But if we decide that the universe is a friendly place, then we do our best to understand the universe, our place in the universe, and to make a mindful effort to contribute to the universe for ourselves and for everyone. Our faith in the friendly universe is the on switch to the universe's power to manifest our experiences through us. It is the on switch. When we flip that switch, we are automatically channeling the evolutionary impulse of the universe, infinite creativity, infinite love, infinite compassion, and infinite caring. When we flip that switch, and how do we flip that switch? Our faith, that living in faith that all is well, is that switch. Living in faith that all is well is that switch, right? I know that for some of us, with some of the things that are going on in our lives right now, this can be a tall order. I never say that the simplicity of this means that it's easy. It is simple. That our faith, that learnable, practicable skill is... What happened to my... Our learnable, practicable skill is simple. But that does not mean that it is easy. And I understand that. Dr. Holmes, and you know, here's the thing. If practicing and developing your faith is like the price of admission for a life of wholeness and freedom and happiness, Karen put a light bulb in the chat. If practicing and developing our faith is the price of admission for a life of wholeness and freedom and happiness, wouldn't you be willing to pay that price of admission? If the result was a life of wholeness and freedom and happiness? I am. The spiritual practice that I do, even on days when I don't necessarily feel like it. Leah says, I often swing between believing the universe is neutral or positive. In either case we choose. The latter case explains why choosing negatively or believing in separation results in suffering. Bingo. Absolutely the true. Eleanor did some research. She says Optimist International Club number 15017 is in Apple Valley. Bingo. That's good. Dr. Holmes writes, faith and fear are two sides of the same coin. If you are, quote unquote, had by faith, then you're coming from fear. If you have the faith of God, God within you, you are coming from the knowingness that there's only one power and that all is possible through that one power. Like we talked about last week, you know, Dr. Kubler-Ross said, you know, faith and love are the only two human experiences. Dr. Holmes here is saying faith and fear are two sides of the same coin. If you're had by faith, you're coming from fear. If you have the faith of God, you are coming from the knowingness that there's only one power and that all is possible through that one power. Noticing when we have fear can be a great tool for growing our faith.
I love this quote. You say, fear is a natural reaction to moving closer to the truth. I went, whoa. Whoa. Come on, Miss Pema.
That does sound good.
That does. Come on, Miss Pema. Fear
Did
is
I say that? That
yes,
is good.
That is good. That is good. Fear is a natural reaction to moving closer to the truth.
I guess what I meant by that, I mean, you know, sometimes the mind...
Oh, you're like me. Sometimes I see something and it'll say Oprah Winfrey and I go, did I say that? That made more sense than I thought. Yeah, that's good. But no, that was powerful. Fear is a natural reaction.
And moving closer to the truth.
Yeah.
And I think probably partially, anyway, what I meant by that was that fear comes with not knowing what's going to happen.
The unknown.
Yeah, you don't know what's going to happen next. But fear, in fact, in the Shambhala teachings, I'm part of, the lineage that I'm part of is called Shambhala. And so one of the Shambhala teachings is not, if you don't know the nature of fear, if you don't know what fear feels like, then you can never be fearless. How's that for a quote? Not knowing the nature of fear, you can never be fearless.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
It is good, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. I'm taking it in.
If you don't know the nature of fear, you can never be fearless. That is good, but let's turn that around for the work that we're doing today. If you know that you're in fear, and usually we're in fear because we're afraid that something is not going to work out, and we have exercised our fear muscles, our faith muscles, our well-oiled faith fitness, then we can recognize the fear for what it is, which is getting closer to the resolution. As Tibetan Buddhist nun Pema Chodron says, when it comes to seeking truth, fear is the telltale sign that you're getting closer. I like that. And in that way, recognizing your fear can be useful. True faith isn't, as we've said, like some of the other older, more orthodox spiritual traditions. It's not bargaining with God. It's not begging God. It's not trying to manipulate the universe or pleading for your way. It is going inside and recognizing that all is well. And as Daniel Nahmad sang for us last week in his song, The Blue Sky, he said, faith is looking beyond what we can see, which is often clouds in the sky, to the knowingness of the universal good, which is the blue sky that's behind the clouds, right? We build up our faith and we build those muscles and our faith fitness through our spiritual practice, and we don't forget about our spiritual practice when things are going well in our life. It's like you don't lay off your spiritual practice just because everything is smooth right now, because, as Reverend Karen said, the only thing that never changes is that everything changes. And so when things do change, and when we do experience a change or a crisis or whatever, those practices are already second nature to us. Charles says, being fearless means overcoming your fear. Very good. It's not something, and faith is not something that we just have and then forget. It's not like a set it and forget it thing. I have a pool in my backyard, and I have one of these pool timers, and I only have to change it when we go on and off daylight savings. Changing the clock. It's not like, faith is not like a pool timer or a sprinkler timer. It's not set it and forget it. Our faith operates our experience every single day. It is that on switch that allows us to access God's power to create through us. And we can tell that we're practicing our faith when we are kind and loving to people, when we respond to things we experience in the world with love and compassion. If you're snippy with people, I don't think you're practicing your faith. Faith is an attitude of love and trust and compassion. And when we're snippy with people, I think we've forgotten that. And this week, I want to invite all of us to practice kindness with everybody we meet. And in the end, faith is about surrender. It's about surrendering our fear. It's about surrendering our ego. It's about surrendering our need to be right. In 12-step programs, they say you can be happy, joyous, and free, or you can be right. And faith, most importantly, I think, is surrendering our need to know how things are going to turn out for our highest good. True faith is simply accepting that things will always turn out for our highest good. Steve, who's the fixer of all things, says practice caution, not fear. Okay. I'm not so sure about that, Steve. Caution? Care, maybe. Emily says she's a member of the Apple Valley Optimist Club. Apple Valley Optimist Club. I encourage you all to join. It's wonderful. Faith is simply accepting that things will always turn out for our highest good. And the Optimist Creed is a wonderful way to remind ourselves that everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay yet, it's not the end yet. Because God in each of us, as us, is us. Karen said, I love Leah's line about love doing the math. I know. That is such a smart line. That is such a smart line. What a good writer. Yes. Our backronym for this week is on switch. Our nature is spirit's wholeness, and infinite trust creates healing. Tiffany said, I love that our faith operates our experiences every single day. The truth. The on switch. Our nature is spirit's wholeness, and infinite trust creates healing for us. And our affirmation for today is, and I'm making sure that my mic is on, our affirmation for today is, I am divinely guided in all I do. And like in Leah's lyrics, when we say, lead the way, and I will walk with trust today, you are doing that work. You are flipping that switch, because our nature is spirit's wholeness, and infinite trust creates our healing. And Charles says, many of my students would have loved to do the math when I was teaching algebra. Ha ha ha. Yeah. Thank you, Charles. Thank you, Charles. Because Dr. Holmes teaches us that our experience here is perfect God, perfect human, perfect being, and that is part of our 2020 vision, one life in focus. So, I want to thank you all for being here today with us. I want to thank you all. Wow, did I spell wholeness wrong in our backronym? I've spelled it wrong here. Hang on, let me see. Did I spell wholeness wrong? No, I didn't, but I did spell it wrong on my outline here. Isn't that funny? I want to thank everybody who continues to support our center financially, to believe in abundance, to believe in prosperity and the circular nature of giving, that as we give, so we shall receive, that continuum, that continuity. I want to thank you for continuing to support the work of this center and our ministry together. You know, I always do my best to teach practical spirituality, something that we can use on a weekly basis to keep ourselves flipping that switch for our good and our daily mindful message. I want to thank you. I want to remind you that you can give through the Give Plus mobile app, which is, and Leah says, thanks, y'all. Oh, she's a y'all person. Reverend Donna Michael often says, all y'all. We're going to have Donna here soon on a Sunday morning. I want to thank you for giving and remind you that you can use the Give Plus mobile app, which is probably going to be the way that we're going to do our love offering for the upcoming class as well. And of course, you can also go to our website and scroll down to any one of the donate buttons. You can also go to the center. I published those hours earlier in the service. We're at 18575 Corwin Road, Apple Valley, California, 92307. You can go to our website, which is high-HDCSL.org. And you can show up on Mondays 9 to 1, Tuesdays 9 to 4, Wednesdays 9 to 12, or Thursdays 10 to 3. And we accept, of course, all the major credit cards at our bookstore if you want to go by and get the 4 agreements or pay cash. And so I'd like to take this moment. Leah says, what a fabulous talk, Doug. Thank you. And I may have found a club I'm happy to join. Good for you, Leah. Thanks for being with us today. You are welcome here anytime, whether you're singing or not singing. You are just, like I said, when you open up your mouth, God just pours out. Let's all say our giving affirmation together. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that God is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of this spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And I always, with every transaction, I bless this gift in faith, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And Charles says, you is singular and y'all refers to a small group and all y'all refers to a larger group. Thank you, Charles. I have a joke about that, which I'm not going to say on the air. And Karen thanked us. Thank you, Reverend Doug and Leah. Remember that next week, in some capacity, either in the entire capacity or in half the capacity, that Melissa and Z will be here next week singing some of their fabulous music. And right after service, we're going to have a Zoom so that we can do our board meeting. The Zoom ID, I believe it's already gone out. Let me check my phone. I believe it's already, yes, it went out at 10:45. So our Zoom ID is 885-2299-9584. And the passcode today is on switch. I thought that was funny. And you can also call in at that local California number, 669-900-6833. And let's sing All Is Well and do our closing benediction. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. I know that the infinite, indwelling Spirit blesses and protects you. I know that Spirit is kind and gracious through you. And I know that Spirit shines its light upon you and is your peace, and so it is. And I want to also wish all of my friends and family who are Jewish, Lashana Tova, next year in Jerusalem, Happy New Year. I know that all is well in every synagogue streaming service around the world this weekend as well. All is well, and I am grateful. All is well, and now it's time to let it go. All is well, and I am grateful. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Life is good, and so it is. Have a great week, everybody. I love you. I bless you. Enjoy this week. And those of you who are joining us for our Zoom board meeting, which you're all welcome to join, that's coming up in just a couple minutes. But let's close out today with my dear friend Daniel Nahmad singing God Makes Me Want to Sing.
God makes me wanna sing. I can't help it. God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. I am loving every living thing. I can see the face of God and paupers and kings. Whoa, oh, yeah. We're all precious, no one less or more. We've all got the same treasure in store. That's why I'm loving every living thing. I can't help it. God makes me wanna sing. Ooh, I can't help it. God makes me wanna sing. Makes me feel so good I can do most anything. In my guiding light, I know no matter what comes, it always turns out right. Oh yeah, just stick right down to how I feel, then take a deep breath and grab the wheel. So I'm believing in my guiding light. Take it, guitar man. until I